What's up, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about the pricing of SARMs. And if you're anything like me, this is how you used to do things. Or I know a lot of people price buy things based on price. So that's why I wanted to put this together. I get lots of messages on Instagram, which I love. By the way, my link for Instagram is in the description. If you have any questions about anything, shoot me a DM on Instagram and say, "What's up?" and ask me your question. Okay, with that being said, make sure you press that subscribe button. What I did here is if you're looking to purchase SARMs, first of all, SARMs are for research purposes only, and they're not for human consumption. What that means is if you're doing research, then you can get them. But other than that, you don't know if you're going to grow a third foot or hair on the tip of your penis. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So I picked 3 different companies, Ostarine at all 3 companies. That's MK-2866. And then how do you know which one getting the best deal, right? So I'm just going to go through right here. So the first one is, and I'll just tell you the website. It's just, all you really have to do is Google. That's all you have to do. And then you can research for things, see if it works, or you can pay to get it tested if that's a huge concern for you. Okay. So, excuse me. Ostarine MK-2866. First website is called Elites Sups. elitesups.com. And they have Ostarine, 10 milligram tablets or capsules, and there's 90 per bottle. A bottle is $39.97. Okay, cool. Well, that's good, right? $40 for 10 milligram, 90 servings. That's good, right? And then we go to the next thing, and this is a liquid. And this one is 20 milligrams per milliliter, and there's 30 milliliters, right? So you got to make sense of that, and that's $65. Oh, and the website is sarms4sale.com, sarms-for-sale.com. Umbrella Labs, Pure Research is what it's called. Umbrella Labs, because I know a lot of you guys will probably check this out. And this is not based on pricing of the shipping or the taxes. So you could take this a step further to figure out that, and it would be more accurate. I just didn't go that far just because I want to get the principle down. This is how I do my regular shopping, like in the grocery store. And this is what I do in the grocery store. So you can apply this to purchasing SARMs. And I've done this a few different times, especially when I'm looking for a new supplier. You don't necessarily want to shop for price, as anybody knows that. A lot of these things are like commodities, just like the fucking products you buy at GNC, right? There's a million companies that make them. There's a lot of good ones, and there's a lot of crappy ones. And you're not going to know unless you try them out or get them tested. You can just make an educated guess. Okay. Now the third one is from flexitnutrition.com. This site I actually have used because it's super convenient to be able to use a credit card, where a lot of sites you have to go through all this fucking rigmarole with a fucking PayPal or sending a wire or MoneyGram or Western Union or Bitcoin or fucking... It's just a hassle most of the time through certain sites because, right, SARMs are research chemicals. They're not for human consumption. So the credit card processing companies, like First Data, that's a credit card processing company. They process payments for people, right, or for companies. They don't want to be liable for selling things. If I was on there and I was marketing SARMs to people as a supplement, First Data, right, doesn't want to be liable for that if they knew what was going on, right? Like Google doesn't want to be liable for copyright material being used in their videos, so they created a system to stop that, right? So that's their system. They won't sell. The credit card processing companies won't deal with companies that sell SARMs because it's a high risk industry. Okay, so the third company is flexitnutrition.com, and they have a bottle here. It's $67.99, right? And it is 30 milliliters. I'm sorry, it is 30 milligrams per serving, and it's 3 ounces. So you got to fucking make sense of all this stuff, right? Like, you can't just go off of the price necessarily. So this is 30 milligrams, and then there's 3 ounces. So how many milligrams per ounce, right? So Google that shit. It's 29.57. And what I did is I just put some of this into a spreadsheet so I could show you what I'm talking about, right? So this is what we've got over here. We've got $40, $65, and $67.99. And that doesn't necessarily dictate how much what's going to be the cheapest, because this could be the actual better value, and I'm going to show you in a second. Now, this is the number of servings. But if you look at the actual serving size, milligrams per serving, right? The serving size is 10 on this one, 20 on this one, and 30 on this one. So how do you know what's up? You know what I mean? And because you have different serving sizes with each one and different amounts with each one. But just off the bat, if you know anything about data, you'll be able to see where I'm going with this. It's pretty simple. So right over here, we have the total mgs, which is just milligrams. And that is literally the serving size times the milligrams per serving. That gives you the total amount. So at this point right here, you could clearly tell who is going to have the cheapest price, right? Per milligram. You can tell where I'm going. So over here, this is dollars per milligram. And what that is the total price, right? $39.97 divided by the total number of milligrams. So if I come out here just slightly and I go like this, it is this times this. And then over here, this is the price divided by this. So this is 4 cents per milligram, this is 11 cents per milligram, and this is 8 cents per milligram. So you get to see, even though this is the most expensive, right, $68, they're actually the second cheapest when you look at it on a milligram per, when you look at the milligram pricing. So if you're not sure, right, if the source is reliable, and you can always find people on either side of the street on that one, right? Like, you know, ABC SARMs, or just making this up, by the way. That's not a real company that I know of, right? ABC SARMs. You're going to have people that tell you that it's the best thing and it's amazing, right? And then you're going to have people that tell you it's fucking shitty and it didn't work. And they can both be right. Maybe there was a discrepancy in the batch. Maybe that person actually doesn't respond well to SARMs. Maybe they took a very low dosage. Maybe there was other medications involved which allowed them to not respond to the SARMs. Maybe it was fake. You know what I mean? Maybe it was underdosed. You don't know. And the only way you're going to know is by testing it yourself, meaning buying the product. And I think online you can get some companies to test it for like $150 or $250, which, if you're doing this and pricing it this way, you're probably not going to do that. Just my opinion, because you're probably not going to get something tested if you care about the price per milligram. But it is possible you could. And the other thing is, buy it and try it and see what you think. See how your research progresses, and if through your research you notice anything, right? Good or bad. And just be cognizant of what's going on, both in terms of what you're putting in your mouth and what you're doing in the gym, and then how you feel, right? And the dosage and everything like that. And then you just play around with it and see. But I wanted to make this quick video to help illustrate some of the ways you can go about doing this, because you're not going to know if a company is legitimate or not legitimate. So that's one of the most common questions that I get over at Instagram, is whether a product or company is legitimate or not legitimate. Or have you tested blah, blah, blah? No, I haven't tested, other than just trying products myself, right? I'll just try it. Hey, does this seems like a reasonable price? Also, with this, another thing to consider in terms of just this example right here. Two of them are liquid and one of them is capsule. So for me, right off the bat, even if it was the 39.99 right here in this example, that one was 8 cents and the other one was 4 cents, I would probably still go with the capsule just because I personally don't care for the liquid. I would much rather have a capsule. It's just way easier for me to travel with. Doesn't taste like dickhole. It doesn't like get if you have never tried the liquid, it just does not taste good at all. It seems the connotation in my mind is that it's more sketchy to travel with that versus just a capsule, right? It appears less sketchy, I would guess. You know what I mean? If you're traveling through airports and whatnot. But anyways, I'd love to hear your comments down below. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to reach out to me on Instagram. Love to hear from you. And if you want to support the channel, make sure you press that subscribe button. Or if you have to purchase anything on Amazon, there's links in the description. If you click on one of those links, purchase whatever you need to purchase. Don't buy shit you don't fucking need. But buy whatever you need, and I get a small portion of it. So thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Peace.